Someone in the group died last night. By morning, the body was gone. Not buried, not left for animals. Gone. Because in the ancient world, the dead fed the living, and nobody felt guilty about it. This is the real story of why ancient humans ate each other, and why it was never as simple as you think. To understand why ancient humans ate each other, you have to understand the world they lived in. There were no grocery stores, there were no farms, there was no preserved food. There was only what the land gave you that day. And some days, the land gave nothing. On those days, ancient humans faced a choice: starve or survive. For ancient humans, that choice was not moral, it was mathematical. How many of us are still alive? How many days until food arrives? How do we keep the living alive long enough to find it? We know this happened because the bones told us. Archaeologists found human bones at ancient sites across the world. Bones with cut marks on them. Not cut marks from animals, cut marks made by stone tools. The same deliberate cut marks left on animal bones when ancient humans were butchering meat. Identical. This was not an accident. This was not random violence. This was a practice. A practice that existed across multiple continents, multiple species of ancient human, and multiple reasons for doing it. The first reason was survival. When the hunt failed, when the plants gave nothing, when the group had gone 3 days without eating, and then someone died. The body was not a body anymore. It was protein. It was warmth. It was the difference between the group surviving the next week or not. This was not savagery. This was the same calculation every living thing on Earth makes. Life consuming what it must to continue. But survival was not the only reason. Some ancient groups ate their dead as an act of respect. Not out of hunger, out of belief. The belief that when you ate someone, you took in their strength, their courage, their knowledge, their spirit. In this belief, eating the dead was the highest form of keeping them alive. The person did not disappear. They became part of the group. They lived on inside every person who had consumed them. Then there was a third kind, funerary cannibalism. This was a burial practice. Instead of leaving the body for predators, instead of leaving the bones to be scattered by the wind, the group consumed the body themselves, to keep the person safe, to keep them within the group, to make sure that even in death they did not leave. And then there was the kind that was never about love or hunger. In the ancient world, groups competed for territory, for water, for food sources, for survival itself. When groups fought, winners sometimes ate the defeated, not out of bloodlust, out of message. The message was, "We are stronger than you. Do not come back. This territory is ours." And then there is the story that changed everything we thought we knew. Neanderthals, our closest ancient relatives, who lived alongside early humans for thousands of years. Archaeologists found Neanderthal bones at sites in Europe with the same cut marks, the same butchering marks, the same deliberate process. Some researchers believe early humans hunted Neanderthals, not just competed with them, hunted them. This remains one of the most debated theories in human evolutionary history, but the bones do not lie. Here's the question that nobody wants to ask. When ancient humans ate someone they knew, did they feel anything? The answer, based on everything we know, is yes. They felt it differently. They expressed it differently, but the feeling was there. We know this because of what they left behind. The tools placed beside the dead, the red ochre painted on the bones, the flowers laid on the graves. Ancient humans grieved. They just did not let grief stop them from surviving. Here's what the ancient world teaches us about who we actually are. We are not as fragile as we think. We are not as civilized as we think. And we are not as different from our ancestors as we tell ourselves. The same brain that decided to survive at any cost in the ancient cave is inside your skull right now. The same capacity for grief, for loyalty, for community, the same capacity for violence. The ancient world did not create monsters. It created us. The next time you feel like modern life is hard, remember the people who lived without walls, without laws, without medicine, who made decisions in the dark that we cannot imagine, who survived. Subscribe to The First Humans. Every week, we go back to the beginning, to the people who built everything you are.